It started on a cold, misty morning at the Navy base, the kind where the ocean breeze carried old memories and the clang of metal mixed with the hum of distant jets. A new class of recruits stood in formation, stiff, nervous, and wide-eyed. They didn't know that today would become a story whispered across generations. A man stood slightly apart from the others, quiet, hands in pockets, eyes scanning the horizon. He wasn't in uniform anymore, but the way he carried himself said everything. That posture, that stillness. It was the kind that only came from years of battle, of leading men into chaos and bringing as many as he could back alive. His name was Ethan Cole, a single dad, a mechanic now, but once, long ago, he was something more. The young recruits didn't recognize him. But one man did, Admiral Jameson, a living legend himself. He'd come down to inspect the recruits and speak about leadership, courage, and sacrifice. But the moment his gaze fell on Ethan, his confident stride faltered. The color drained from his face. For a second, the entire parade ground seemed to freeze. The Admiral's voice cracked as he spoke. "You," he whispered, barely audible. "What's your call sign, son?" Ethan's eyes met his. Calm, cold, haunted. He said just 2 words. "Ghost 5. The Admiral staggered a step back. The recruits glanced at each other, confused. The name meant nothing to them, but the Admiral's reaction said it all. He had just come face to face with a ghost from a mission no one thought survived. You could almost hear the ocean hold its breath. A murmur spread among the crowd as Jameson whispered, "It can't be. Ghost 5, you were declared Kia. Entire unit wiped out." Ethan didn't move. His jaw tightened. "Not all of us, sir," he said quietly. "But some of us never came home either, not really." The Admiral straightened himself, fighting to regain composure. "Walk with me," he said. And so they did, 2 men walking side by side down the long pier, the sound of boots and waves filling the silence. As they talked, the truth unfolded like an old wound being reopened. Years ago, Ethan's unit, Ghost Squadron, was sent on a Black Ops mission deep behind enemy lines. They were ambushed. Communications were cut. Extraction failed. Command called them, lost. But Ethan refused to die there. He dragged the wounded through jungle and fire, through betrayal and hunger, through nights of gunfire and days of silence. Only 2 made it out alive. The others, his brothers, didn't. And when he came home, no medals or parades waited. Just an empty house, a folded flag, and a baby girl in a crib who would grow up never knowing her mother, who died while he was gone. That's when Ethan disappeared from the world. Changed his name. Became a mechanic at a dockside garage. Raised his daughter, Lily, on small paychecks and big dreams. He never spoke of the war again. Never told her who he used to be. Until today. As they reached the edge of the pier, the Admiral turned to him. "Why didn't you come back? The world needed men like you." Ethan's eyes softened. "The world doesn't need ghosts, sir. My daughter needed a father more than the Navy needed another soldier." Just then, a little voice called from the distance. "Daddy." Lily ran toward him, clutching her school backpack, her smile lighting up the cold morning. Ethan knelt and hugged her, his hardened eyes melting instantly. The Admiral watched, silent, the realization hitting him that sometimes, true heroism isn't on a battlefield. Sometimes, it's in the quiet choices we make afterward. As they parted, the Admiral saluted him, not as a superior officer, but as one man to another. "The world may have forgotten Ghost 5, he said softly, "but I never will." Ethan gave a faint smile. "Then remember this, sir, the mission's not over until the ones we love are safe." The Admiral turned to the recruits and called out, "Listen up, all of you. You think courage is about medals or glory. You think heroes are born in war. Let me tell you, courage is when a man loses everything and still chooses to live, still chooses to love." The recruits stood silent, moved. Even the wind seemed to pause to honor the man who was once Ghost 5. As the camera pans out, Ethan walking hand in hand with his daughter, the sun breaking through the clouds, a narrator's voice speaks softly. "Sometimes, the bravest thing a soldier can do, is come home." Speech balloon. If this story touched your heart, take a second to like this video, share it with someone who believes in real heroes, and subscribe for more stories that remind us what true strength looks like.